Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create a Travis Scott melody, as well as we're going to arrange it into a beat as well. You guys will get all the project files for free. Just go to BusyWorksBeats.com/FL Studio. The cool thing about Travis Scott is you can get started in his style from using two chords. We're using a minor chord. I'm using my Prophet 6 for the sound right now. It's a sequential, or Dave Smith Prophet 6, RIP. And then I'm going to use a suspended second chord. That wobble you guys hear is me using aftertouch, it's called. So here's the minor chord. And just going down, taking your minor third down a half step to the suspended second. So the keys you guys want to try out are E minor and F minor. So here's E minor. It's a little dark, so let me go up an octave. There's a suspended second chord, and then we can go to F minor, which is 0, 1, 2, 3. I think I like this sound for F minor a little bit better. Yeah, let's do F minor. That sounds way cooler. I'm going to turn my mic off so you guys don't hear me smacking the keyboard. But you guys will get the project files. So let me show you guys the MIDI real quick, just for those who don't know what F minor is. Basically, it's just this F note. I'm playing 2 octaves of it, so it looks something like this. I'm hitting Control L to make that note longer like that. Let's go to F. This is our 0 point. Okay, we're going to count up the chord code 037, which always makes a minor chord. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That always creates a minor chord. Okay, so that's how we created the chord. Sorry, my computer's like stuck on stuff. There we go. Okay, so that's the chord. You guys can't hear because there's no sound. And on the second chord, we're just taking this middle note, pulling it down a half step. So it sounds like this. Okay, and then we'll build around that. Again, I'm going to mute my mic only because it's loud when I hit the keys. Let's record that in. Also, we're looking at tempos like 135, 130s to about 140, somewhere in that range. It's a good Travis Scott. Okay, let's do 135. I was letting those notes ring out just so you guys have more samples to deal with. All right, so I think I'm going to go with the F minor. That's like the tone a little bit better. Okay, now we're just going to build over top of that. So the F minor scale is just a whole step. It's a whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. So it's whole step, half step, whole step. What was it? Whole, half, whole, half, whole. I already forgot the memorization. I don't memorize keys, but... Okay, it's a new pattern to get used to, so I'm gonna go through different sounds and stack it up. If you're a beginner making melodies, melody comes in 4 layers. You have a top line, which is the most memorable singable melody. You have the harmony section, which is your chords. You have the contrast layer, which is usually your bass, and you have your rhythm section. What we created is a contrast / harmony because we have the bass layer. We can always add more, but I'm just letting you guys know what we have so far. Once you simplify your melodies into categories, it makes a lot more sense. So let's separate this. So harmony is all about chords. Contrast is usually bass, but it's just a counter melody. What did I say? Top line. This is the most memorable part of your melody. And then we have rhythm, which can be any of the above, or we can add a rhythm in. And rhythm doesn't always mean drums. You could actually play rhythm with an instrument too. Okay, let's build around this F minor idea right here to here. Let's just kind of loop it. And let's go through sounds and figure out which sound. So I'm using, again, the Prophet 6 for the sound source. All right, now let's go through some patches and just see what matches bars. So here I'm going to layer the harmony. All right, I freestyled that one. I forgot to turn the metronome on, so I was like winging that one. So that adds that higher tone to it, but we're still building on the same category, which is to add harmony. So that's simply another harmony layer. So again, once you guys break the melody making process into these 4 buckets, it's so much easier. Because now you're like, okay, in order to layer, I need to layer in these categories. I'm not just layering random stuff. Oh, harmony 3, whatever. We're just gonna call it harmony 3, even though it's harmony 1. All right, let's see what else we can add here. So that was cool. We're looking for a bass patch though, so let's keep going. Now we got the right bass patch. So here's what I'll do to arrange this a little bit. I'm going to slice it at that. Let's slice it where we at 2 bars. So now I need to be a little more strategic about how I'm doing this so that I'm formatting it like a song instead of just building random stuff. We're going to move this over. Darn, let's cut the rest time. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to move this over. The reason I'm doing this is so that we can start from bar 1 instead of bar 2. So I know where the heck I'm at with the music, and then we can create different sections. So right now, these are still the harmony sections. What we're gonna do though is highlight it, chop it at the 8 bar, hit shift, left click to do a vertical slice. Now that we have that, we're gonna hit Control B to latch paste. And I'm just gonna freestyle the bass. I'll show you guys techniques. Basically with bass, you wanna try the root note, in this case, F. We're gonna go up an octave. You can go up an octave and then a half step. Or we can go down to the root note and up to a 5th, which is 7 notes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's always going to be C. And it just always works. So I'm just going to improv with those notes. The octave, the perfect 5th, and a half step above the octave. One cool thing about like retro synths is that if you hit a note, there's something called aftertouch for most synths. You hit a note and then you hold, you push the note harder, and it creates this like expressive tone. So I'm just pressing the note harder, and that's what creates that like filter. It's a pulse width modulation basically on this patch. So it adds more bite to the sound as I press harder. So that's what I was taking more time to do, is add more expression in there. Okay, so now we have like however many bars. Again, you guys get all the project files for free, but hopefully you guys can see melody making is really a process of 4 layers. And when you simplify it, you could be more creative because now you're not trying to figure out what is missing. Let's listen to it, and as I go through different patches to see what other patches we could have for a top line and the rhythm. Add this like stutter chord. Okay, so I'm going to add that in as a rhythm section, but we're technically playing a harmony. And the rhythm is not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's tresillo, so it's tresillo, tresillo, tresillo. So I'm playing tresillo, not like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're playing tresillo, tresillo, tresillo. That's what creates that bounce. So if you guys are looking for a synth for this Travis Scott sound, the Prophet 6 is crazy. Now, it's hard to recommend it though for like just to have, because you really have to want to create that sound specifically. I would say Chord Kronos is your best money spent of all the keyboards I've used. But Prophet 6 is like a great poly synth. It's great for Travis Scott type sounds and brassy sounds. That's kind of I think where it has its best pocket of sound. Okay, so we added a rhythm section, but really this is rhythm slash harmony. Okay, so now we have that syncopated sound. Tresillo. I like this sound because it sounds like somebody talking through autotune, but it's not. It's just a distorted like pulse wave. I was trying out different patches of styles. I think my favorite style is just when it plays kind of spread out. So I like that kind of take around the second half here. Let's turn that down. We're going to bring this as an expressive element. By expression, in my definition, I think of melody as notes that we simply play, but then expression is how we articulate that note. So let's see here. How many bars is that? 2. I think I'm chopping this right. So let's cut everything else out. I think this was a little too rhythmic because now it's starting to fight with that rhythm layer. And that's why you separate stuff in layers, and you start to realize where you clash as a producer is we tend to overly fill these categories in buckets. So I was getting a little too rhythmic at the end. So I'm just going to move this over. Something like that. So we have a lot of bright sounds with a lot of harmonics and very brassy tones. Now we need to add, we have rhythm, we have contrast, and we have top line. So now I just need to either find a higher pitch sound to go over top of this track, or we could just end the melody here. And I think we need to potentially end it, but let's try to find one more top line sound. In my style, I like to create 2 top line sounds to create different sections or feels. So nothing greater than some creepy bells. Let's add these bells in here. Again, we're just using the tonic, the fifth, and the sharp fifth to move throughout these melodic notes here. All right, so we also have to remember too, the top line is the vocal melody as well. So we don't want to overly fill that category because we don't want the vocal competing with everything. All right, so that's how I separate melody making. You guys will get the project files for free. Go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Let's just quickly edit this. I was going to make a beat, but I don't want to make this video super long. It's already 20 minutes long, but I wanted to show you guys the thought process. guys will get the project files for free. All right, you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Like this video, share with a friend. All right, guys, subscribe if you're new. Peace.